All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see if my stream is still holding on. I was red barring just a second ago, but reset my router and everything. So we're good. We're good. We're good. We're live. All right. And we're live. We're doing it live. Anyway, part two. I love you guys. I love everybody in all my communities, but I thought I would come live and I would address this video that I did about Triple H removed from WWE Creative and I'm done with WWE. Look, at the end of the day, I read news stories. And I watch a lot of the analysts that cover wrestling. Sportskeeda, F4W, Wrestling Observer, Sean Ross Sapp at certain times. I know he's not a big fan favorite. I watch Jim Cornette. I watch a lot of channels, to be honest, when it comes to wrestling and stuff like that. So I watch the news. Like, I keep up with the news. I try my best. And if you follow the storylines that are going on with the merger of WWE and Endeavor, and you watch what's going on with Triple H and the saga and all this going on, and why Raw was the way it was all rushed. It was all chaotic and bad. And a lot of people, in my comment section on the first part of what I was talking about is like, I'm salty. No, I'm not salty. I'm just telling you like it is. Why are me and the people that are covering this stuff liars? No. If you follow the storyline and from the time Vince retired to now, it was a shafting of the fans. It was all a work and it was all a play against us, as in fans. And if you're new to my channel, I said a while ago, if Vince McMahon comes back in power in any capacity and touches the creative stuff, I'm done. The first time he came back and kind of touched it, it was for a short period, as all the dirt sheets and everybody said. Okay? Then recently, now he's in Gorilla. He was throughout the whole show. He was rewriting the show. Now they're saying suggestions. Oh, it was rewriting the show. Triple H came out and basically gave his resignation. Technically, his last hurrah, hurrah. He's going back to where he was. And he's going to oversee NXT, and Vince McMahon's going to oversee everything. According to Emmanuel of the Endeavor, the president, they're going to sit together and they're going to make decisions. Are the fans going to get a say in that? Are you guys going to listen to the fans? Are you going to think what the fans should, need, or want? Again, I'm not going to be watching WWE going forward. Vince McMahon, everything to go forward from here is going to be a Vince McMahon product. And for people that sit here and tell me, oh, he's done more good than bad. No, he's done a lot wrong in the last 12 years. If he did a lot right, there wouldn't be no cell. There would never be a cell. It would be stayed in the family. Triple H would have been passed the torch, and this would have been a lot different. But because of scandals and things like that, things went full circle. He should have stayed retired. He's going to hurt the product going forward. I'm telling you. I'm telling a lot of people this. That's why I'm not going to be supporting it. I'm not going to buy the games anymore. The merchandise, things like that. I don't need to support a company that's not about their fans. They don't give a shit about their fans to begin with. The bright light was at one point was Triple H. I was almost done with WWE. If they kept booking the way they were booking before Triple H took over, I was done. I didn't like NXT Fruit Roll-Up Edition. I didn't care for that. Didn't like it at all. Again, like I said before, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of what's going on. And you got a lot of people in the IWC and YWC that are stuck in a bubble, that are into their favorite companies, and they don't want to see the good and bad and the ugly. They just want to see the good. And they'll wear it as a badge of freaking honor. And it's the truth. It's been like that since I've covered wrestling on my friend's channel that has a huge channel. Same with my friend on Coco Sports. It's the same. You folks are in the same vein than when I was covering wrestling with a group of friends back in the day. It's the same tribalism crap that it is now. Prove me wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. It's the same crap as it was then as it is now. There's nothing different about it. And you can't sit here and tell me Vince McMahon's done great. He did great for 2 decades. Seriously, for two decades. That's it. Attitude Era. Maybe in the 80s when his dad was around, maybe. Could have that wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Attitude Era, when he was forced to step up by WCW to do what he needed to do, and Ruthless Aggression Era. When they went PG, that shit went to shit real quick. And maybe you had sprinklings of maybe John Cena, maybe CM Punk. But this product has been ass. It's been ass. And then Triple H took over and we kind of got hope. And this deal's been looming for quite some time, and people are just sitting here purveless to everything. Purveless to everything. Not understanding how business works. Not understanding what's going down around them. Like, I'm sorry, but you gotta be watching the analysts talking about this. You gotta be looking around you. You can't just sit here and go, well, I can't smell the coffee, so I'm just going to, X, Y, and Z, and I'm gonna hope for the best and have wishful thinking.
Healthy body, healthy mind.
Like, it doesn't work that way. You gotta you gotta vote with your wallet and show companies that, hey, I'm not playing. That's the thing here. WWE fooled me once. And when you watch back those interviews, you watch back the article writing, you see the things that are happening. Even these analytic channels that cover wrestling, that have more views than me, more subs than me, they're saying the same things I am. I'm just on a smaller scale. Again, like I said before. A lot of you that are sitting here and telling me flat out, like, I don't know what I'm talking about, or I'm just salty. No, I'm just a guy that reads a lot of news, keeps myself in the know about wrestling. Like today, we had Bayley basically giving, technically, maybe a resignation of possibly being on the open market and talking about how she may not be coming back to WWE because of it. And then Bray Wyatt, there's videos out on him of a guy on TikTok, or I think it was Instagram, or one of them, or Twitter, putting out a video of him having a back and forth. Their cars were side by side, having a conversation as he's coming out of the Crypto.com arena, and basically saying he don't know when he's coming back. And he said he was supposed to have a WrestleMania moment on Monday Night Raw. Guess what? It was scrapped. Whose move is that one? Is that Triple H or Vince McMahon? Which one is it? Why is Bayley talking about leaving the company? Why did Naomi not come back to WWE? Why did Monet not come back to WWE? And now with Vince McMahon coming back into power, it's going to make a lot of fans drive over to AEW. It was already happening when rumblings like this, and the more and more Endeavor's not being transparent with everybody on how these business arrangements are going to go and how the deals are going to go, it just makes this whole deal look bad from the beginning. Yes, it's going to benefit. It's going to benefit in the quality and the production and all that. And Endeavor will make sure it gets a good TV deal. But I'm not going to watch the Insult My Intelligence show. If anything shows Vince McMahon is in power, Monday Night Raw shows you. On the fly booking. Watch, they'll do replays of matches eventually. They'll Matt Riddle versus The Miz one week, and then Matt Riddle versus The Miz in a wet shirt contest. Miz and then Matt Riddle in a tap out match. Miz on a who can slap a goat first match. They're gonna do it 5 times over. Watch. Ezekiel will come back as Elias. Brother, watch. You watch all the hokey pokey stuff happening. You watch. You can't tell me that I'm not wrong in my beliefs. You can't tell me that I'm not wrong. You can tell me, hey, that's your opinion and I disagree with you, sure. But you cannot sit here and tell me flat out, oh, hey, Rafe, by the way, you're wrong. When I can credit so many sources right now, and for the people that are telling me like Vince McMahon, did more good than bad, show me. Show me. Show me from the last 5 years what has he done? What has he done? That's so great. Outside of bad booking. If you really think about it, if you really want to go there, and I'm going to be savage, look at Roman Reigns. He could have been healed 5-6 years ago. And literally been what Seth Rollins could have been years ago. Seriously. But instead he was saying succotash and fucking tater tots. Come on now. Come on. Nobody wants to talk about those moments in WWE. How about Dean Ambrose when he was Dean Ambrose doing the whole getting the rabies shots and stuff? That was good to you? Like, come on. Ezekiel was good to you in WWE? Come on. Really? Zack Ryder winning the Intercontinental belt is to lose it so quickly? Come on, that was good to you? Dolph Ziggler getting squashed every week? Ali looking like a clown? Come on. You telling me that's good booking? You're telling me that's not Vince McMahon in Triple H's ear giving him shit? Come on. Vince McMahon's going to be creative power, and I will not be watching WWE any longer. It's just a fact. That's not an opinion. That's a fact because I said that honestly throughout my streams on YouTube and off YouTube. I've said this on Discord. I've even said this on social media in post. If Vince McMahon comes in power after all the scandals and he gets away with so much shit, I'm done. I'm doing it out of spite. He should have been gone out of the company years ago. Years a fucking ago. And a lot of you are sitting here playing a blind eye to it. Like, oh, well, it's just Vince McMahon won. No, Vince McMahon played everybody. Seriously. Yeah, I'm done for real. I'm done for real with WWE. Fuck a bunch of WWE. Fuck a bunch of WWE. I'm walking out the building. After seeing the Bray Wyatt shit and after seeing the fucking articles coming out on Bayley wanting to walk out the company and wrestlers talking about leaving. Yeah. Like, I'm just done with WWE. How can I put so I'll tell you guys this, if you guys follow the storyline with the Endeavor buying it, right? Okay. And I'll give it to you. And I said this in part 1 of this stuff, right? And I'm getting shellacked over my opinion, but I will tell you guys this. So here's the storyline. Let's follow the storyline. Follow the money. Let's go with it, right? Okay. So Endeavor, right? Why all of a sudden they coming in and buying WWE all of a sudden? Or WWE selling to them? When very beginning of this whole saga, weren't they the ones that said they were pulling out and they weren't interested in WWE? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're coming out of nowhere and buying it? When they said, so were they bullshitting us the whole entire time? And they were in talks? I mean, I get business, I get it. But here's another one for you guys. Here's how I know Vince McMahon's running the company. It's going to be running the company going forward. Did you not watch the MSNBC interview? Did you not see the eye contact? Did you not hear fans were getting shafted immediately when Let me quote the interview for you. When Emmanuel turned around, the president of Endeavor, right? The president, right? I'll quote him. I watched the whole entire thing 3 times over, and I'll quote him. He said, Vince and I will sit in a room together, and we will have the final say. The final say in what goes on with WWE going forward. If we don't like an idea that's proposed to us, we scrap it. But if we like it, we go with it. And the interviewer literally asked him, well, will you have a say in, will the fans have any? It was more of we're going to do what we want to do, and the fans will get shafted. Then UFC, and then Endeavor, the guy from Endeavor, the president, Emmanuel, right? He comes in that same interview, right? Says the same shit about how they're doubling down. So all those signings that Triple H wants, I could tell you that's not happening anymore. Endeavor is wanting to cut costs. They want to get this down low. Say goodbye to your pyros. Say goodbye to all the shit that you come to love, because that's going to shit. I had to play it back. See, at first I was all enthralled. See, here's the thing with me. I was all enthralled. I saw lights, just like everybody else did. Everybody saw shiny toy. So did I. But you have to go back and you have to look at it in depth. Take a look at it take a look at it if you're an analytical person, right? And I didn't want to do a part 2 of this, but the comment section on that video, and then when I posted it somewhere else, unreal. Like, guys, do you guys, like, I want to ask people on YouTube this question. And this is a question I have. Who is paying your bills? Does WWE pay you to damage control for that company? Because I just want to get an understanding on the IWC, YWC of YouTube. And I used to cover wrestling back in the day and the same shit. But I want to understand the mindset of a company, right? I want our people in general. Like, I don't get it. I just don't understand it. Like, some of the comments that I got was like, one was like, Vince has done a lot of good than bad. Where the fuck have you been in 12 years? Wait. If WWE was so good, right, as you know, I wouldn't be making these videos or stream content if I didn't feel passionate about this shit or reporting the news to you guys. I report the news. Yes, I'm on a smaller scale than JD from New York and Ango and all these other places. Yeah, I'm on a smaller level, but I report the news at times. And Bailey's talking about leaving. Go read the news. Seriously, go out and look at the news. Like, I love how some of you wrestling fans just sit there in a small bubble and don't look at things. Like, for instance, Tony Khan's in talks with Goldberg. Why? I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get flack from some of you. I think AEW should sign him. Treat him like a Sting. Put him underneath somebody. There's a take for you. And by the way, and guess what? I'm gonna get shit on that idea. Why? You know who you could put? You know who you can put behind him? I'm telling you right now, you could put right behind him. Hobbs. You can have Hobbs work with Goldberg. You can have Goldberg with Ricky Starks. You can have Goldberg work with, you know what I mean? You could sign him for Sting-type money, and you can have him, you know, work with younger talent and enhance the talent. That's what WWE should have done with Goldberg from the get-go. Instead of putting Goldberg in these positions of just failure. And Goldberg can't really wrestle much. You got to put Goldberg in good spots. You can't, you really cannot have Goldberg in those marquee matches and going for too long. He's more of like your 15-minute man or your 10-minute man. You can't have them go more than that because it just shows that you can see that on an Undertaker match. But beside the point. The point of this video is, or the live stream and things like that before I actually do a game stream today and we go for hours. I just thought it would be extra content for you guys because if you read and you follow the storylines and you look at the things and you look up at the things, right? And it's not just me, the Wrestling Observer, Sportskeeda, Bleacher Report, Sports Illustrated, all these places have put this in timelines and they're all saying the same thing I am. Engo is saying the same thing I am. I watched his video before I even made my video. And me and his opinion are the same. I'll do the same thing with AEW. I've done it before. When AEW does shit, I don't watch their shit anymore. When you put on good shit, I watch good shit. And again, if we're going to go there, and I'm saying this, WWE lied to the fans. They played you. That's all I'm saying in my video. I'm not being salty. This is not me being salty. This is me being honest, open. If you follow the storyline and you look at it the way you need to look at it, right? WWE shafted you. They are caring more about their bottom lines than they are about what's best for the fans. People could disagree with me with this take. That's fine. But some of the comments I've been getting are just unreal, unbelievably real. Like, holy shit. Like, guys, do some research. Go around, do research, please. For the love of us all holy. Read articles. I'm not no Stephen A. Smith of the world, but I'm just saying if you do a little research and you follow the money and you follow the storyline, you can find out this was a shafting from the beginning, middle, and end of the wrestling fan. WWE didn't care. This wasn't about the fans that they did this for. They did this because Vince McMahon needed the money and Vince McMahon wanted to be back in power. You saw that with Monday Night Raw. Why did Triple H come out the way he did? It sounded like a resignation speech to me. Well, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to go back into Gorilla and I'm just going to be Vince McMahon's lackey. And all reports are coming out and saying Vince McMahon was in Gorilla the whole entire time. And scripts are being rewritten up to the point and until the end of the night. You can't tell me that's not Vince McMahon because Vince McMahon stories come out about that all the time about Vince McMahon. Triple H had things written weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks from what I've read and what I've seen. Triple H was more 3 steps ahead. Vince McMahon wants to change everything on the fly. That tells me is Kevin Dunn and Bruce Pritchard going to have a say in all this too? What happens to NXT at this point? I'm not going to find out because I ain't going to watch the product. I'm not giving them my money. I ain't giving them any more. My time. My intelligence was insulted on Monday. I felt like I was watching a Raw from 2 years ago. And I gave them I'm a hypocrite because I gave WWE no shit. I gave them the benefit of the doubt. When all my friends said the same shit, this shit was stupid. Where was the glitz and glamour? And I said, well, I said in my video that night, it was like, well, you got to go with, hey, they're transitioning, they're merging. Maybe we don't get the big sexy names right now. Then you got articles coming out that Vince doesn't want to sign free agents. And you got Endeavor coming out saying they may not sign new people to WWE. And then they're talking about budget cuts. We haven't even tore the Band-Aid off of this shit yet. Do you think the product... I'm going to tell you guys. When Vince McMahon was in power, there was no pyro. The show was lackluster. And my intelligence was being insulted. I have friends that are coming back to watching wrestling for the first time in over decades. And they're sitting here going, well, fuck, I left because of Vince and the fucking garbage writing and booking. I came back because Triple H was writing it. Oh, fuck. Well, I guess I'll just stop watching wrestling again. You got people like that. I got people that I sit and talk to on Facebook and Discord just literally saying the same shit. I came back and gave WWE a chance. It was getting good. I'm going to invest in the Peacock, and I'm going to start watching it. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, Vince McMahon's running it. Oh, fuck. I guess I'm canceling my subscription and I'm done. We got people like that. For me, at the end of the day, I'm just going to tell you guys, I love you all. Like I said, happy wrestling, but I'm going to be watching AEW. I'm going to be watching Impact. I like Impact a lot. I think Impact is the little engine that could, and a lot of people don't give it an opportunity. I think a lot of people sleep on Impact. Impact is doing good shit. Literally, good shit. And a lot of people are sleeping on it. Even MLW was doing good shit. Enzo Amore, the real one, was doing very well in MLW and got released by MLW because they couldn't get along creatively. He was supposed to have a title match for their main title against a guy that's a rising star, Hammerstein or whatever his name is, that AEW's had an eye on for a while in WWE. That's in the Von Erichs camp, literally training at the Von Erichs camp and shit like that. That's their champion next to Jacob Fatu, that I believe is Roman's brother or the younger brother, another younger brother of the Usos, I think it is. But I'm done with WWE. Like, when you read into this and you read the shafting that goes on, and I said this months ago. I'm a man of my word. I said this months ago. Vince McMahon steps in any type of capacity in power, or is in guerrilla of any sort, and now saying the articles and shit are coming out, him running the shit, I was done. I'm not supporting a company with somebody that's going to insult my intelligence, and we saw that with Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw, Matt Riddle came out. Let me be honest with you. Did we need Matt Riddle in that moment? No, you didn't. Glad to see him back. He's healthy. Yes. But we're having him go against The Miz? Like, that's not a Vince McMahon move to you? That doesn't scream Vince McMahon last second fell off a truck? Like, what are we going to have what are we going to do? Because Vince McMahon does this. Okay, you got to have the three amigos of Vince McMahon. So I'm going to give this to you. We're going to have Matt Riddle versus Miz. Matt Riddle wins. Then we're going to have another match the following week. Matt Riddle versus The Miz again. Then we're going to have Matt Riddle versus Miz the third time with Maurice in the corner. Because that's Vince McMahon for you. That's Vince McMahon for you. Then on top of it, right, we're going to see Mansoor on television. Guarantee it. Because he's got to please his partnership with the Saudis. Remember how that goes, guys. Then on top of it, did we really need the Beast Incarnate again? Every time Vince McMahon's in power, every time Vince is in power, we have to have the Beast Incarnate. And we have to pay Brock Lesnar money. We see the same thing again. Brock Lesnar smash, Brock Lesnar beat, Brock Lesnar go, Brock Lesnar lose. Or win and beats the guy up to bloody pulp. Again, I didn't expect the flipping off of the cameras and whatnot, but again, it was a typical Brock Lesnar moment. I've been there, done that. I was really getting down with Brock Lesnar the cowboy. Brock Lesnar the farmer. That was a Triple H project. I guarantee it, that was Triple H. So, be prepared for things that Triple H touched to be done. Watch. Mark my words. I'm telling you. Bronson Reed, good luck. I'm telling you that now. Bronson Reed, good luck. Johnny Gargano, good luck. That's why Johnny flooded to NXT. Now you see it. The way is back on NXT. All they need is Austin Theory. All they need is Austin Theory for that shit. Ciampa, good luck to him getting a push. I'm gonna tell you guys this. Good luck to Austin. Good luck to Ciampa coming back and getting a push. Vince didn't value him like that. You think Vince is going to value him now? Fuck no. Hell no. Who was another talent that AEW? I agree with that. AEW needs a booking change. I agree. I agree with you, Pesci. If you want, you can come on the show, bud. If you're on Discord and stuff and you want to come on and you can have a show if you like. I'm just on YouTube at the moment. I just wanted to do a quick address my video real quick because people were like having a go at me about Vince McMahon hardcore, telling me Vince McMahon's his greatest thing on earth. And I'm like, where have you guys been in the last 8 years? Where have you guys been here in the last 8 years? I'm still waiting for people to wake up to that one. And I agree, AEW, again, AEW needs booking changes. I agree with you. Especially on Dark. I've been watching a lot of Dark and Elevation. If you haven't watched them and you go and watch AEW Dynamite, some of the stuff that's happening on Dark, I wish it was on Dynamite. Because it's good shit. It's good shit. Like, seriously, the shit they're doing with Penelope, the shit they're doing with, what's her name, part of the House of Black. Why can't we have that on Dynamite? Why can't we have that? Why is she relegated to Dark? Another group of people that I don't understand. The Infantry. The Infantry's doing good shit. Like, I was watching Dark and they put on one hell of a match with the Ass Boys, the Guns. Did a really good job. Why is that not on Dynamite? Some of this stuff I when I was watching last night, quick, AEW, honestly, AEW was good last night as far as Dark was, but it left me scratching my head. Like, you guys don't realize it leaves me scratching my head. A lot of it. Because this stuff could be on Dynamite or Rampage, and you can just be like, wow, this shit's great. Why is it not on this show? So I agree, AEW needs to change their booking ways because some of the stuff that's on Dark should be on Dynamite. And some of the stuff that's like weak sauce on Dynamite should be on Dark. Flip some of those matches that are between these things, right? Like, for instance, Sky Blues match, right? That went the distance on Dark, right? Why is that not on Dynamite? Why is that not a second women's match of the night? Or Julia Hart? Like, the first time I've seen Julia Hart not just stand there and look like a... You know what I mean? Julia Hart, right? Part of the House of Black, right? And actually having a match, and I was actually really getting into it because her character and her giving the sick, twisted look. I'm like, why is that not on Dynamite? Why is that not on Dynamite? And why are we not doing, like, kind of sick things with the House of Black during the night? Like Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family? Like, I'm pointing this out because AEW needs to change those aspects, right? And two, some of the stuff with the Prince Nana stuff, right? That's part of Ring of Honor in the Dark that should be on Dynamite. Like, some of the tag team stuff they got going on Dark is so amazing. Why is it not on Dynamite? You got Matt Jackson that's going to be gone for a while, right? What do? That's another tag team gone out of your division. Like, these are people you should just bring up off the top. Some of these tag teams, like, no joke, like the Infantry, right? They're military guys, right? They wear the vests and all that stuff, right? They put on an old school match. They put on a slobberknocker of a match to where I'm like, that should be on fucking Dynamite. That's where you have the Acclaim and the Infantry go at each other. And you just have a beat down match. Because one thing about AEW, the thing about AEW I like, right? They do put on some good tag team matches, right? It's not all about flip dives and dives, right? A lot of people tell me that it's just about flip dives and tore up tuxedos but if you dive into it, you will find those old school tag team matches. Like not off the top rope, go up for headbutts down or flock splashes. You'll get those. You get those on Dark, which blows my mind. Yeah, kicks and another flips. Yeah. And on Dark, right? On Dark, you get those just regular matches. Another person that I'm starting to like a lot, and here's another one I'm starting to really like a lot, is the varsity athletes with that lawyer guy that is Jade's manager. I'm starting to like that. They're winning left and right. The combination of Tony Nese and Davari, I'm like, why? If tag team wrestling is everything for AEW, right, is they promote it, why not put these guys on Dynamite and showcase them? Make them great. Give me a reason to boo. All I see lately, and I'm not trying to be mean, all I see lately is the same tag teams. The Elite. FTR. Don't get me wrong, FTR is going tonight against, we're going to find out tonight. And we're going to find out tonight, is FTR done with the company or are they staying? Tonight, they're putting their AEW careers on the line. I really think, and I'm probably going to be wrong, I think FTR wins the belts tonight. What has Austin Gunn done and what has Billy Gunn's other son done to keep those titles? Nothing. And I think if you want to keep the FTR very happy, I'm assuming Tony Khan don't want them walking into WWE, so you throw them a shit ton of money and you give them another title reign. I think that's where they're going to go with it. Now, I could be wrong, and FTR could be walking out the company and going to WWE. That's going to be a telltale sign. If they loser leaves AEW, if they lose and they leave AEW, why would they want them to walk out? It's gonna be fascinating tonight. When you watch AEW tonight, I'm gonna be really into that tag team match, and I'm really gonna be into it because I don't want to see FTR. I don't want to see FTR leaving AEW. I don't, because I don't think they're gonna be treated right in WWE. I really don't. I don't see it with Vince McMahon at the helm right now. Vince McMahon being at the helm. If this is the case, do you really think FTR going with the FTR name because they want to use the FTR name in WWE? Do you think that's really going to work if Vince McMahon's really going to be back in the helm? Because Endeavor and the Endeavor guy, Emmanuel did say this, Vince McMahon's going to have a lot of say in WWE. If you watch the interview again, nothing was said about Triple H. Nothing was said about Triple H. Triple H is getting fucked over. And I feel bad for the guy. I feel bad for Triple H, honestly. Triple H was making them a lot of money. And the funny part, Vince said, well, we're going to still make a lot of money. Not with your fucking booking, we're not. Not with your fucking booking, we're not. Not at all, we're not. Pesci, do you want to come on the show, bud? Before I start having a regular live stream? But anyway, that's my personal opinion. This was part 2. I know I'm getting off topic on Triple H. Look, at the end of the day, I love Triple H. I just think personally, here's my personal opinion. I love Triple H. I just think he got a raw deal out of all this. Yeah, I can get on Discord for a second. Yeah, I can jump. Well, Puncho's in your Discord. I don't know what he's playing. Playing Ghostbusters, the video game. Yeah, I can jump into Granny's room. There you go. Hey, what's Nicole? What's up, Nicole Ames? Yeah, I can jump into Discord. I got you. Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on. Let's see if Discord's going through. No, it's not. I got you. I can.
What I wanted to say is, they say it comes out.
What? What are we talking about? Yeah, I'll drop him down a room so his personal information doesn't go out there or anything like that. To be safe, because I know he's I know I know he's doing his thing real quick. I don't want any of his sensitive stuff coming out because my desktop audio is going through in case he says a number or something. Let's see. Why is Discord audio not going through? What the hell? He would have been safe anyway. Oh, here we go. There we go. That should be working. And Nicole, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well, buddy. We're talking about WWE real quick, and yeah, I got flack for my other video. The reason this live stream even exists, I just wanted to do one privately on YouTube, because I was getting shit on for the idea of saying, if you really look at the deal of WWE with Endeavor, fans got shafted. That's a fact. And Vince McMahon's coming back. That's why Raw was just awful. And people are trying to tell me Vince McMahon's like this greatest thing on earth, that he's done great things in the last 5 years for WWE. Name me one Raw in the last, when he was before Triple H took over. Let me know what Raw was so good. Because last time I checked, a lot of the Raws were sleep fests, or basically replays of basically stuff. So I don't know, Pesci. What do you think? I know you were agreeing with some of the stuff I had to say.
Um, you know what? It's so early. It's so early. I really don't know what to think about the Endeavor thing. I don't know who's in charge. I'm more curious where they're going with this whole Cody and Brock thing, and where does the company stand on Cody, and why have almost have that weird match, but have them open up Raw. You know what I mean? It's like they're kind of killing momentum. No LA Knight. Um, the Bailey thing, at least maybe Bailey's shining some light on creative trouble in the women's division, if that makes sense.
That
Because
makes sense.
they've had a lot of shit going on with the women's division. Even I could say that Charlotte match was a great match. And if you could put together more shit like that, maybe I could get more into the women's division. But the way they have it set up, it's only, set up, it's like to get into some of the girls, some of them. Like, for instance, Rhea Ripley went with Judgment Day, and it wasn't like she was wrestling guys, but that helped her get over. I've been
Right.
saying that. Same thing with the girl that's in the LWO. Sometimes when you interact the women with the guys, that could maybe help their status in the women's division. It did for Rhea.
So guys, when you hear me talk about I'm done with a product, I say this now, and then then you'll get a video by me saying I'm a hypocrite. You know what I mean? So as I said in that prior videos, I'm going to say now, take with what I say with a grain of salt. But I did state in prior live streams, I don't know if Pesci was there for those, when I said if Vince comes back and walks into the building and becomes creative director again and starts writing, and we start getting shitty Raws, I'm done with the product. I've stated that before.
Yeah.
I've stated
And
that.
I was watching, this is other people, this isn't necessarily me, just because I've seen some bad Raws, but people were not a fan of this last Raw. A lot of people were calling it the worst Raw after Mania.
So this is how Endeavor is breaking down WWE. So Vince McMahon is going to be the executive chief of operations of WWE. And Triple H is going to be the chief branding officer going forward. Nick Khan's going to be the president of WWE, or the CEO president of WWE, kind of like Dana White going forward. And so technically, when they do this new company, when Endeavor makes this new company, whatever they're going to call it, whatever name they're going to call it,
Yeah.
that's how it's going to be constructed. To answer your question, Vince McMahon's going to be the head of the table. It's going to be 6 people at the table. It's going to be Dana White, Nick Khan.
Yeah, they were talking about that Vince might be a little bit in charge of Dana White.
Yep.
So the guy that bought it, he technically does have more power than Vince, or is it 50-50?
Okay, so it's going to be 51% of Endeavor is going to be owning WWE altogether, and then 49% goes to the shareholders of WWE. Vince McMahon becomes the head chief guy of it all. So Vince McMahon's going to be at the head of the table. This is how it's rolling. To be honest, that's how it's rolling. Let's see if Punch is.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at some shit right now. What up, Punch? We were live on Race Channel. We didn't want you. You were talking on the phone. We didn't know if you were gonna say any phone number. So that's why we.
I don't know. Puncho's still here. I just dragged him up to see if he was done on the phone.
Oh.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Oh
see.
no, I guess he isn't.
I just didn't want him to say any numbers. I'll drag you back down, buddy. I'll just drop you like an AFK. What were you gonna say? I'm so sorry.
Oh, you didn't have to drag him back down. He might be back in soon.
Gotcha. I could do that. There we go. Sorry, we're playing musical chairs. My bad, my dude. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say, I wonder if Vince has the same power as the other guy.
Emmanuel, the president of Endeavor. So if you watch this, go watch the CNBC interview, right? Or the MSNBC.
They're talking about 50%. They're like they bought 50% of WWE. So Vince owns.
So well, Vince doesn't own, like, from my understanding, under the new company, right? Vince has a 2-year deal or whatever for his intellectual properties too, out of all this. So he got a 2-year contract or something like that, where whatever the sell of the company, he makes a shit ton of money, and he gets to be, I guess, chief president or whatever of the company. Whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So pretty much Endeavor owns 51% of WWE. The shareholders own 49% of it, the rest of it, how it breaks down. And then pretty much Vince McMahon is at the head of the table when it comes to any decision making with WWE. It's going to be him and Emmanuel in a room. They said this on the interview when they were talking about merging the companies, when they made it official. He sat and said him and Emmanuel are going to sit in a room, and they're going to come together and figure out what's best for business when decision time needs to be made for major events. So he said, for example, let's take one of the major WWE events, and we have ideas between each other, right? We're going to sit in a room. Me and Vince are going to throw things against the wall and see what sticks, and whatever one works, we're just going to go with it. And if the idea, if it gets shit on, if we don't like it, then we're just going to scrap the ideas. It's basically what they said in the interview.
I wonder if I mean, man, it's an interesting concept. I mean, I wonder how much is going to change, how much not. Does this give them more money?
From my understanding, from what that interview on MSNBC and CNBC, from my
Wait, hold on.
understanding,
Punch, is that you?
is that you, Punch?
Yeah, y'all live?
Yeah, we're live on Race
We
at the
just
moment.
didn't want-
That's
we
why
just didn't watch
you
your
were on the
friend. We
phone. That's why we slid you in the other room.
Yeah, we didn't want phone numbers or any. You were talking to somebody. I didn't want your, if you were.
Oh, okay.
personal.
Well, no, I
Yeah.
turned the mic off when I was like doing shit. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, no, we
we
didn't
were
know
hearing
what
you
you were-
talking to somebody, and it was like, oh, you're having a conversation. I didn't want that to go out live, if just in case phone numbers or anything got put out there.
No, I was just trying this other internet service out. Could be faster than this one.
I saw you in Discord earlier. I was like, I'd stop in. I'll probably be going live later.
Yeah, I just came in just to bullshit around in case someone was bored.
We were talking about the Endeavor sale with Ray. Yeah, that's why I was bored. I was fucking sitting here listening to Cornette.
By the way,
Well, y'all want?
by the way, live
Yeah.
stream, don't take it serious on YouTube because I'm just streaming straight to YouTube. Don't take what I'm saying serious in my titles. Like I say 1 minute, I'm done with a product.
No, I get it. I was just
Yeah,
I was
people,
trying to get you going.
people. I'm getting people in the comment section, and I think a lot of us are gonna laugh at this one. I have people literally damage controlling WWE, telling me that Vince McMahon has done a great job over the last decade and a half.
Well, if making money is what you're grading him on, he's probably done a good job of that.
I'll give him that, but booking wise, no.
But getting us excited for guys has been at a ultimate low.
Yes. That's all I was saying in the video, and everybody's like, well, Triple H is. And I got one comment was Triple H. It was the most wackest comment I've ever heard. And I basically said back, Triple H is getting the shaft. You know this, right? Like, out of all this, Triple H is just getting the shaft. Once again. If you want to go
Oh, so
there.
Ray, I had a question. Lemmy made me these emotes. Do you know how to add those to the YouTube stream?
Yes. I'm your editor. I should be able to go into your channel. Yeah, it's under customization, I think it is, and it's under branding, I think it is, or it's under
No, she made a PWO emote too the other day, and I had like 4 or 5, and I'm like, man, if I could add those to YouTube, that'd be awesome.
You can. I just don't know where to add them, and I'll have to look into that, or I'll have to.
That's fine. You don't have to do it now while you're live, but whenever.
What does Puncho think about this whole Endeavor thing?
Well, me shit, man. Look, when you combine two of the biggest sports, it may be good, may be bad, but the booking, like, I completely lost some interest, and I know my opinion doesn't care, like weigh in. Like I seen a couple people on Twitter screenshotting them unsubscribing to the WWE, network or the Peacock. I mean, they care. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean I wouldn't do that either. But the booking was totally like screwed up, bro.
My only concern.
I don't know. We could cuss on your show, bro.
Yeah, you can.
I really hope they don't go back to a $50 pay-per-view.
If you see me streaming, I'm 18 plus anyway, so like it don't matter.
All right. I have to sometimes, it depends on, cause I don't want to be like, hey man, ain't no cussing, dude. I say, well shit, I can't be myself.
The N-word or the what's the other? Yeah, the N-word or the what's the other one? Or just
no, that right there is Patreon only. When I talk like that.
Unless you go really in left field, like some people that I talk to on Discord will just go left field about sex talk, and I'm like, Jesus.
Well, shit. Compared to the guy that go on Pesci show, bro. Damn, I mean, it's like they talk different than what they do on their own show. They come over here with their own little gimmick.
Some people talk different on my show than they do on their own.
On their own.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, damn, where's
mainly Granny.
Granny?
Granny, hey, man, I gotta give Granny the respect he deserves when he shows his bare ass in Discord.
Well, here's the thing like that. Any guys, there's like guys that actually paid to watch him get his ass waxed. And I had to
I was
question.
shocked.
Yeah. And I'm
He made a
like,
lot of
bro,
money from that. Like I said, I would have did it too for the amount of money he did it for, without a doubt.
I would pay, I would donate to watch a woman get her ass waxed. You know what I'm saying? Now, I would
Yeah, of
donate to
course.
that. But there were guys willing to pay, fork over money to watch him, a Florida man. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker who has a El Camino engine hanging from a tree outside of his house.
Does he really?
Nah, I'm fucking with you.
Oh, that would be, dude.
I mean, it would fit him though. You know, they got their little trailer with the El Camino
For
engine
some
hanging
reason,
from a
that
tree.
sounds baller. An El Camino engine hanging from a tree outside.
Hey, I
No,
could
but
picture that with Grant.
yeah. No, but I'll say this though on the Endeavor thing. One thing I'm worried about. They see how much WrestleMania brings in. Are they gonna make us start paying for that? Are they gonna?
That's what
Peacock,
everybody's
you know
asking. Are they gonna go to that? Are they gonna go? Are they gonna go the way what a lot of the YouTubers and the analysts are saying? Are they gonna go the way of what UFC's doing? Because the Fight Pass, the thing about the Fight Pass is you don't get the pay-per-views. You pay for the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
But what do you pay for?
You're paying.
I mean, what do you don't pay for? What do you get for free then?
You get the
If you
get the prelims first. So it'd be like me paying for.
I mean, like in wrestling terms.
Okay, so in wrestling
Like-
terms, it would be like this. So the network, it would be like me buying the network for $4.99 and only getting kickoff shows.
Yeah.
And then
I'm worried they're gonna do something like that.
or I have to wait for that pay-per-view 2 months down the road to hit the network. That's what they're gonna do.
Or if we could find that Chef Man link. You know what I'm saying? Nudge, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like the AEWs. That might work too.
No, if it comes down to we're paying for it, I'll always watch it on that.
Yeah, I've been telling if I just don't know what they're gonna do going forward because the TV rights deal ends next year. Where are they gonna go? And I have a funny feeling they're gonna just go where they're happy with UFC. If they're gonna do what they're saying, UFC and WWE are basically going to be managed the same way. So it tells me WWE is gonna be on ESPN.
Right.
I'll be watching it on ESPN before you know it. I'll be watching kickoff shows on ESPN, on ESPN2 before it comes on WWE, what they want to call it, or they'll just put it on. They'll just call it the Fight Pass, and you get UFC, and you also get UFC, and you just get WWE, and they'll just call it the Fight Pass, and that's the way it'll be. And to me, I'm not going back to paying $55 for a pay-per-view.
Especially that one. I mean, bro, imagine being in the front row paying what $10,000 to $15,000 for both nights. Just to, I mean, they sent you home happy on night one of WrestleMania, just to fuck you over on this night two.
Well, it's not that they fucked you over. It's just that I just think a lot of people thought Roman's title was.
No, they fucked the fans over because Bianca needed to lose the belt.
Yes,
Yeah.
she did.
As did Roman. And they didn't do that. They let them both continue with, I mean, they didn't need the fucking belt. It was time for switch the shit up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let Oscar get one in. Now everybody is all like a lot of top wrestlers are threatening to leave WWE now. I know Drew McIntyre, he's gonna be gone. He ain't coming back. His contract already up. I don't think he's going to resign.
Damn, I'll leave this video up, man. Like, people are taking it actually freaking serious, what I'm freaking saying. Good Lord. Good Lord. Like, I can't believe a lot of people are taking this whole Vince McMahon shit so serious, what I said. Jesus. Damn,
Well,
you got damn.
what's funny about Vince, I think that the reason why the Endeavor sale makes people mad is because they're putting Vince in charge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even if Endeavor is the ultimately in charge, you're at least going to get Vince for a while, and the Vince McMahon.
Well, the Endeavor guy, if you listen to Emmanuel when they sat during the CNBC, they asked them the question, why did you pull off the table if this deal was going to happen now? And he says, well, basically we just sold, without saying the word, we just sold bullshit to sell bullshit to the New York Stock Exchange and made you guys believe, but we were always in talks. I've known Vince McMahon for 25 years. He was an agent. He got me my first agent gig with WWE. I've been friends with him forever. That's why I did it. That's why we signed. So to me, I got the understanding it was like, okay, I'm in debt to you, so come in and save you, because it looked like the other bidders that they had, outside of really Liberty and Tony Khan, there wasn't really anything there. What it looks like. And it looked like during WrestleMania weekend, they said they were sitting down like night one. They were just sitting down in a room and they discussed contract negotiations about this merger. Overall, WWE is getting a huge payday. Vince McMahon's getting probably in the ballpark of probably a huge amount of money, I'm assuming.
I mean, they said Triple H gets like $5 million just from this move.
I believe Triple H is getting Nick Khan's getting like a huge payday. He's getting like 100 and something million out of this. Some huge astronomical number. That's insane.
The McMahon's won out of this, no doubt.
The fans lost out of this. McMahon's won out of this. Who else won out of this? Nick Khan won out of this big time. He wasn't even with the company long enough. Like, legitimately won the president of the year, technically, for what he just did. The person
according.
No work today, Punch?
Nah, I said fuck it today.
Pull the rev.
Yeah.
What I will say is this: out of all of it, I will say this: what's the company going to be called next? What is this apparent company going to be called with UFC and WWE? What are they going to call it?
They're going to call it
They're going to call it a different name. Yeah,
they said it's not going to just be called WWE.
No, so WWE is going to stay the WWE. UFC is going to stay the WWE, but they're a parent company that they're going to be Endeavor. They're going to merge these two companies into one major company. So the names are going to stay the same, but they're going to be under a different organization altogether. So Endeavor that owns them is going to change the name altogether to something else.
Endeavor Sports Entertainment.
Probably. It's going to be something really stupid. I guarantee you.
I wonder how long it'll be till a UFC guy comes to the WWE to do an A.
I don't think none of that's going to happen with the product. And, like, if y'all were talking about Disney one time, and I don't think that, y'all were saying Mickey Mouse is going to come to the forefront, and ain't none of that shit going to happen.
I said that's something Disney would do. You would have, like, Goofy hold, like, when the girls would come out holding what round it was in a boxing match? I could picture Disney.
Oh, well, yeah. I could see something like that.
I can picture.
You know what I mean? Nothing like to where... Dude, if Johnny Knoxville had a match at WrestleMania and Disney owned WrestleMania, you would see Goofy and shit.
I guarantee if they go and sign with ESPN, Disney would want maybe like some spots within WrestleMania. They'll probably pay for that to have that, I could totally see that.
Sponsors.
I could totally see that. Now, my question, here's the question. Does WWE go back to TV 13? Because that's what they're saying.
I thought they already made that switch.
No, it's still TV PG. That's why when Brock Lesnar flipped off the camera, did you not notice they blurped it out? They grayed it out real quick.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then when Brock Lesnar, if you go to the YouTube footage of him going, if you see him beating up Cody and him telling basically Cody, you son of a bitch, get back up, and they blurped it out.
Yeah, I saw that.
They totally blurped that shit out. Again, it
Well,
just.
I mean, if for me with wrestling should always be at least a PG-13, whatever. I don't like it being kitty.
The TV 14.
But I'm not there. I'm not there. Yeah, TV, whatever makes it, whatever makes. I mean, they already have blood.
No, AEW they do.
I don't think
AEW cuts themselves
the
like it's
wrestler
a
swearing
volcano.
necessarily makes wrestling better. But if I had my choice, I'd rather have it be to where they do whatever.
Well, my thing is that I think what AEW, and I've said this, and I said this to Puncho, I agree with Puncho on the aspect that they should do blood in a special event, but not to the point to where it's like a volcano and it's like a Japanese movie and it's like the neck's cutting off and it's freaking blood everywhere. I agree with Punch with that one. Like, you know.
Well, like doing it every fucking day. Like, why the fuck you gotta do that every match? You know, like why? Oh, let's bring out the cheese graters. Let's bring out the forks and all that shit. Why do we have to have that? That's his gimmick now. He can't go back to that because now everybody sees Moxley as a crimson face now.
Way too many times. That's like Cactus Jack and expecting it all the time.
Well, I expected him to jump off balconies and shit all the time, like he
Punch,
did.
we're definitely watching AEW tonight.
Yeah, it's
We
nice
gotta
to
see
see
how
how
they
good one. FTR's
answer
career's on the
WrestleMania.
line.
This y'all say this gonna be a good good lineup. I see 4 squash matches coming up.
Oh, you already saw the matches for tonight?
Yeah, the title cards. I see like
Nice.
four fucking squash matches.
Nice. Punch with a little info. Yeah, we're doing.
I thought y'all
AEW
seen it. I saw it on Twitter.
So there's a big announcement from Tony Khan coming up on that one.
Another one. Another big announcement.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah. Yep.
They're gonna do another Slapfest Part 2.
That's bombing, actually, to be honest. Like, that shit's bombing like
yeah,
the
they
XFL.
read the ratings for that. I would say, yeah, I mean, it's got a following, but not enough to be on TNT. We'll put it that.
Like, Power Slap and the XFL, like, their ratings are in the same ballpark. I feel bad for The Rock more than I do the Power Slap.
Whoa. No, I thought XFL was... Reverend told us they were pulling $1 million.
No,
XFL?
the XFL's been not pulling good views at all. Yeah, that's why ESPN, that's why they pulled it off of FX1 or FX2 and put it on ESPN.
Well, I mean, XFL is a slow burn though, bro. You can't see it.
Well, no,
that's why.
What I'm saying is, Punch, Reverend told us it was
Yeah.
$1 million. I'm thinking they were doing okay. I'm like, wow, if they can pull 1.5, they'll be fine.
No, their viewership right now, their current viewership is sitting at 500,000 people watching.
Whoa.
Yep.
That's good for XFL.
Yeah, it's good for XFL. Yeah. The Rock is The Rock is just saying.
I'm not
is
shitting
mad.
on it. What I'm saying is, I thought it was way higher. I thought it was $1 million at least.
Like they're saying basically with the XFL, if you go there, the XFL's doing well in the merchandise and ticket sales. On TV, it's not doing too well as everybody was expecting it to be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's more of a slow burn. You people thinking like when I remember when Reverend saw it the first time, what the fuck is this? Because they're so accustomed to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. Think of it as the arcade version of the NFL, you know, or the Madden, or think of it like it's Blitz, but without of course, the tackling like that. But
how'd you end up ending yesterday, Punch? I know you split those 2 late games.
I was up 20.
Oh,
all right, so you're down 30 then?
On
Yeah.
the bigger network, to answer your question, the reason Reverend saying this, on Seattle and Orlando's game last week, they averaged 1.047 million viewers. So on one side, you had when it was on the bigger network, you had it at 1.047 million. And then when you had it on ESPN regular, ESPN2 or ESPN, I believe 3 or one of the 3 networks they have, it averaged 371,100 100,000 viewers. So it kind of tails off between the networks. But it depends on the match, though.
This past Friday, SmackDown had 22.5 million people watching. Rampage
Jesus.
had 340,000 people watching.
Yeah, and you know the funny part about that is what is it? Discovery Warner Media came out and said that shit's great. They're happy about it. And I'm like, you're happy being with Impact numbers?
So I mean, you know what that means? That 2.16 million viewers missed out on watching real wrestling. Since AEW is supposed to be real wrestling, a lot of people missed out on it. Only 340,000 people wanted to watch real wrestling.
That's crazy. But again, it was the leading up to WrestleMania, though. That's the thing. I mean,
Hey,
leading up to WrestleMania, so you're gonna get those bigger viewerships, though.
now, Dave Meltzer, don't start that. They couldn't even pull these numbers with Punk when CM Punk was there.
Yeah, that's
After
true.
the first time,
That's true.
yeah,
That's very
but
true.
after the second week, nah.
Well, you know what's crazy is I'm just more. I said this myself. If AEW would have been on point with the booking when they brought in the Daniel Bryans, the Adam Coles, and when they brought in Keith Lee and Swerve and all those guys, if they would have hit, home run with their booking, they should have. They would probably be at like a 1.3 average. You got to believe if they wouldn't have screwed up everything the way and Punk wouldn't have got hurt and all that stuff, and they wouldn't have imploded the way they did, and Omega would have came back and wrestled solos, not the trio shit. They'd be up there in ratings. They might not be WWE because I believe that their fan base, just like the Young Bucks said, is a internet fan base. So like I wouldn't be when they first went to cable, they out of their mouth said, "I'm surprised if a lot of our fans have, if they have, meaning he knows their internet."
Here's the thing too, like what hurt AEW is they should have slow burned those titles, slowly introduced them, not all at once.
Yeah, there was just so much.
It was overwhelming.
Nuts. It's like,
I've
what the
said that.
hell? It's nuts because they literally had, I don't know if Brian Cage is gone now, but they literally had Brian Cage walk down to the ring with a title that had no description. You don't know where it came from. And Brian Cage gets pinned in the middle of the ring, and you're like, what's the point of that title around this match? What's the point of these titles if people are getting pinned and they're not, and the title's not going to somebody else? I hate non-title matchups. It's like, dude, if you get pinned by the other guy and you're the champ, give him the belt. Like, literally, I remember when WWE was doing this, and this was awful. Remember when they would have a team beat, like, the tag team champions, and that was just to get them the number one contender? Like, oh, they beat the champs. Now they deserve the chance to face the champs again to get a title shot. It was ridiculous.
Well,
They
I was
were
telling
doing
you
that for
earlier. I was telling you earlier.
a lot
in the
of
show.
matches.
I was telling you earlier.
Remember, they
in
would
the
have,
show.
oh my God, he pinned the champ. It wasn't like the world champion, but it was for like the tag team belts.
Right.
They would have these guys get a pin, and then that would give them a title shot. No, you just pin the champion. You're the champion.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier, and when I was live, I was telling you like you have really good tag team matches in on Dark and Dark Elevation, but why not are these matches not on your main cards? These are really good matches. Like for instance, on Dark.
Yeah, I haven't watched Dark and Elevation in a while. The only reason is because they were putting some stinkers on last time I tried.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like Farm Squash Talent.
I remember when Dark used to at least have the. I was watching it in the beginning when they had like a occasional Miro or Janela. Not that I like Joey Janela, but you had at least those guys to job for people in there.
Yes.
Like Darby Allin would wrestle on Dark. They would have the Dark Order a little bit more. Not saying those guys don't still have their appearances on there, but they have really turned that into like a fucking crapshoot. And they got two, and they got Elevation, but Elevation's no better than Dark.
Right, I agree with that.
Dark used to have like a little spunk to it. I remember when AEW first came and hit the scene, I was in the Dark. Because I'm like, all right, this is like a nice little underground show.
Like I was saying, like I was telling you earlier, like for instance, you know, with Dark, I was like these tag team matches they're having is great. Great matches, but why are these not on Dynamite? What if Puncho is saying there's 3 squash matches happening tonight that I would rather go watch if that's the case, the only match that's gonna be importance on the show, and this is a thing by AEW I don't understand, is when you want to have matches that give you hyped for what's about to happen with FTR and the Ass Boys. You know what I mean? Like, why are we having squash matches going into like this show's supposed to be important, right? You know, for instance, you know, FTR's putting their careers on the line. When you want to have like marquee matches to sell you to that point, that's the one thing about WWE I do like about them at times. WWE will put on good shows when they need to. In comparison to AEW.
Yeah.
Okay, like you got the House of Black versus Orange Cassidy and Best Friends. Sammy
Well,
Guevara versus.
they don't consider that a squash match, but you're not going to take the belts
No,
off
no,
of
no,
House of
no.
Black.
I'm just naming like the card for the night. Sammy Guevara versus
okay.
a commander. You got Hook
That's a squash.
versus Ethan Page.
That should be a squash.
Y'all going to hear from the Blackpool Combat Club. The Guns versus FTR. Title versus
That's the
AEW
only not
careers.
squash. That match is actually to see if FTR leaves the company. So that match
Okay.
we're going to have our eyes on.
Jamie Hayter versus Riho.
That's going to be a good match, but again, you can go
Ju-
that way too. That's who gives a shit.
Juice Robinson versus Ricky Starks. And the Acclaim give their answers to the Jericho Appreciation Society and MJF Day.
What the hell is MJF?
Oh, okay. Well, we'll be able to look forward to MJF Day.
I know I'll be here watching it with you guys. You guys are doing a watch along. I know I'll be watching.
Yeah.
Because I'm really intrigued what they're gonna do with FTR. Like that's gonna be the
I
$1 million
play
question.
I play it right on the Discord through that website you showed me.
Gotcha. It's working out real nice.
Did they show Ring of Honor shit on there?
Yes. Yeah. They show it when it's live. Yes, they do.
I might watch a couple of their Ring of Honor shows just to see what it's smelling.
Okay, I mean, why not? Y'all did watch NXT. Can't get no worse.
So the thing about Ring of Honor, and this is the one thing I will tell you going into it, Ring of Honor, it reminds me a lot of, it's red and black, and it reminds me a lot of original NXT. Like Triple H, just freedom of booking and just putting on good matches. Like, get to the point. Like, there's storyline, there's promos, but it's get to the match. You know what I mean? There's no waste of energy for 2 hours. Like, you're sitting for 2 hours and enjoying it. Like, the first episode was really good. The second episode was really good. The third episode was really good. And then the whole setup between Eddie Kingston and Cesaro has been great. Or Claudio, sorry. Been really, really good. A good setup. I hope they do it again because that Supercard of Honor was really good. Like, Eddie Kingston is not doing the whole chop all day long. He's actually kind of on Ring of Honor doing more of what he used to do.
That was another guy who came in AEW hot, and then they didn't book him right. They tried to turn him into a good guy, and it was at the very wrong time.
Yes, I agree with that. Who's the other one in Ring of Honor? I know Dante Martin is gone for a while. There goes Top Flight again, gone. They put a lot of stock into them, and then, there goes the ankle. They're saying he's very lucky that it didn't tear off the bone when he landed. Like, just...
And the problem with the Trios title is, I wonder if it's taken away from their tag team.
They don't have enough tag teams right now. Would you lose Top Flight, and then you lose the Bucks for a moment because of somebody's rehabbing their injury? You put the you're gonna put the. I just don't know what you're gonna do in the tag team division. You got to bring some people up from dark to fill the void because you don't really have a tag team division. If you really look at AEW, they don't really have a tag team division. They really don't. Jeff Hardy, Jeff Hardy was shown, there was a picture of Jeff Hardy. If you haven't seen it yet, he looks really old. Like, we're talking gray beard and all. Like, he's completely gray. And he looks ripped, though. And he looks healthy. So that's good, but looks old. So I don't know if they're going to bring back the Hardy Boys, maybe pull the trigger and bring them in because they're going to need them, kind of, because their division's kind of weak at the moment for tag teams. Who do they have in the tag team division outside of the Acclaim, the possibly House of Black? But House of Black's in the whole trios, right? Side, they're the champions. So who do you have outside of that? What, the Infantry? That's more, they're valuing them more of a Ring of Honor. Do you bring up the Kingdom? Because the Kingdom's more of a ROH. See, this is the thing I don't like about Tony Khan in some ways, where when he signs them,
it's becoming too much of a cartoon, for Christ's sake.
Which one are they signed to? That's the question. Like, again, like, my understanding from what I've been reading about Naomi, she's in talks with Tony Khan, and Goldberg is in talks with Tony Khan at the moment. And here's the joke of it all. Tony Khan wants to sign him from both companies, Ring of Honor and AEW. So I'm like, my question is why? I wouldn't want to see Goldberg in Ring of Honor, though. I want to see him on AEW being treated like Sting. I said this earlier, Punch-On, you're probably going to disagree with me. I did say earlier, I think Goldberg should be part of AEW, but I said he should not be in he should be a manager and perform enhancing talent. Not so much in matches. I said if he goes into a match, it should be a 10-minute match at best. Maybe a tag team match with somebody that he puts over.
Oh, no. Goldberg? Nah, yeah. That ain't gonna happen.
I just don't want to see Goldberg in a 30-minute match because he can't do 30 minutes.
I don't mind if Goldberg goes to AEW if they got a good idea for it. Because here's the thing with Goldberg and AEW. He could give a jackhammer to all those guys. Some of the guys in the WWE, he was having trouble jackhammering.
His shoulders were bad. He had to have double shoulders.
I mean, you seen what he did to Taker when he tried to get him to jackhammer.
Oh yeah, so what happened with that? I did miss that, but I heard it was one of the biggest.
He almost killed he almost killed the Undertaker, actually.
Wow.
Dropped him on his head and spine, and Goldberg has come out since, said his shoulders gave out during the match. He said his shoulders just gave out. Like, he pulled him up, and he said, like, he couldn't feel, they called for the spot, and he said, I went up for it, and Undertaker's even said this too. They went up for it, and Goldberg, while he had him up, was telling him, I can't feel my arms. And Undertaker just said, do the move. And that's where the botch came in. And Undertaker said after the fact, he almost wanted to kill Goldberg.
Wow.
Yeah. Undertaker said, I'm just lucky not to have been killed. And then that's when, after all that, Goldberg went another year in WWE, and recently he had shoulder surgery on both of his shoulders. Sorry, English. Pardon.
Damn, another random person dying. High school football player dead after routine tackle in football game.
But you gotta think that he's got to at least win the AEW championship once.
You would think Sting would
Goldberg
before he retires.
Sting doesn't need it. Well, hell, Goldberg doesn't need it either. But I think uh, I don't know. I don't even think that motherfucker needs to go ahead and just retire. Call it a day. Him, Brock, just what I'm saying. Go drink beer together. Him and Goldberg on the farm, or whatever the fuck they do. Same thing with Jericho. He needs to like just go away. He did it.
So to answer the reason why the XFL is going to be around for a while, why it's pretty much the minor leagues of the NFL. The NFL, the alumni have an exclusive deal with the XFL. They're the only spring football league that has an exclusive deal with the NFL. The USFL don't. But the USFL looks like a better organization. Sorry, off topic, but it looks like the USFL is going to have a better deal going into it because they have the bigger backing. I believe
Right.
Disney and Fox are behind it.
But that's because that's going to be their minor league system.
Yeah, the XFL's got a partnership with the XFL, and pretty much the NFL's pretty much stated this is going to be their minor league system.
Right. Which is a good thing.
Yep. That's why The Rock has basically come out about TV ratings. The NFL's pleased what they're receiving, and also he said the NFL and Daniel Garcia and The Rock have all been in talks about this new kickoff system. It was originally, Vince McMahon's idea, and it's supposed to stop for concussions. So they said also too they're doing the college NFL or the college rules. They're doing the college rules for for the for the league. So it's pretty much college rules. So you land 1 feet in and it counts. Technically.
It'll be interesting to see if Kenny Omega comes out or what they're going to do with the Bucks.
One of the Bucks is out for a while.
Yeah, I know.
On the shelf.
What, shoot or a storyline?
No, I think it's real.
Oh. The one that was in the ambulance?
Which one got hurt? Matt Jackson?
I believe so, yeah. I think it's Matt Jackson.
Somebody got hurt. I heard it on Meltzer's show.
I was talking about the one that was in the hospital. I mean, on the ambulance. Next to Ethan Page.
Yeah, I could.
So to answer that question, only the one young buck was there, not both. Technically.
So what, you don't think Jamie Hayter versus Rio, that won't be a squash match?
Well, the fans like Rio.
Yeah.
So
I like her too, but bro, did you see her when she did that run in with all those other motherfuckers there?
Yeah, it looked funny.
I thought that was a fucking kid. Yeah, it looked like an 8-year-old girl. I was like, what the fuck is this?
That's what Cornette's knock is on her.
Where's Sheeta though? That's my question. Where's Sheeta? Sheeta's supposed to be one of your pillars. That's what Tony Khan has said. Where has she been for months?
I think they think the fans thought she was getting stale.
And another thing is, man, I don't think Thunder Rosa is going to have a career back in AEW when she comes back off a back injury because literally Britt Baker during that new AEW show shit all over her.
Yeah, I heard about it. I got to watch that. I taped it.
It's great.
I gotta watch it.
And she turned around and said, Thunder Rosa just treats it as a piece of jewelry. She doesn't care about the title. Buried her ass real quick. And I was like, damn, all right. She said when Thunder Rosa had the title, it was just a joke. It wasn't a real title to her.
I wonder why Thunder Rosa wasn't taking it serious. She's a good wrestler.
I have no idea. But if you watch the first episode, that's what she said. She said it right in front of Saraya and Hayter. And this was before Hayter was going to become champion. And this is when Tony Storm was interim champion. And she turned around and said to Tony Storm, she was like, I feel bad for you for having the internal championship. The other person is just a coward. And should have just dropped the belt immediately when they were having back surgery. And basically, Britt Baker said she was the leader of the locker room. Everything goes through her, I guess. And then she tried to basically compare herself to somebody else that's the leader of the locker room for another company in the women's division over there.
I don't think FTR is leaving, so I think they'll win the titles tonight because especially
that's
after
the match that I'm the most intrigued by.
Especially after fucking that shit they seen with McMahon in them, they're like, we better stay here. We're better off in AEW.
Yeah, true that. I
It
mean,
says here,
I mean, at the end of the day, if you really want to go there, I think they signed extension deals with AEW. I think Tony Khan threw him something. Because why did they come back so quickly? That's my question. I thought.
okay, that's the one thing they have to stop doing. These fucking work shoots. That shit's gonna get like old real fast.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All these work shoots and you know what I'm saying, trying to work the boys, trying to work the fans and shit. All that shit's gonna get like thrown at the one.
It's gonna backfire eventually. It already is. Look at CM Punk. It's already backfiring because like everybody and their mother has been pretty much telling Tony Khan, basically in the media strum, and even now Roman Reigns shit on them for it. So you know when the other company's shitting on you for CM Punk, you know you need to come out and address it. Hardcore. I think CM Punk said he's ready to go, and they were going to have him come back at the pay-per-view, and then he run his mouth about John Moxley saying he didn't want a Rocky. He said he's never watched Rocky the movies, and he didn't want to have.
Yeah, I heard that.
I was like, and then called John Moxley. No, he called Meltzer and Chris Jericho in that same vein, bunch of clowns.
He called Jericho stooge, meaning he gives Meltzer information.
Yeah. And I was like, damn. So I'm wondering what the major announcement's going to be, though. That's the other thing I'm going to be watching for.
Well, you know what he always gets people excited for that and ends up being nothing.
Watch that be
Goldberg.
Watch it be hey guys, you know that international belt? We're going over to England, so this is going to be your Europe title now.
European National Championship or European Championship belt. Some bullshit. They're going to introduce a Chevrolet Championship belt or a Ford.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I partnered with Honda, so we're gonna
a woman's trio fucking belt to just kill the women's division.
Jimmy John's Intercontinental belt or some shit like that.
Like, this is the argument we have in channel the other day. Like, people are like, AEW, I want to get behind them, but they can never make their mind. They're hot and cold. They can never make their mind what they want.
Well, Bret Hart came out recently and said he calls like modern wrestling pathetic, and it has become too phony with the leg slapping.
Yeah.
He ain't wrong with that. He ain't wrong.
I never noticed the leg slapping. Isn't that weird?
I didn't either until Vince put an end to it. I didn't know they were slapping their leg. I thought it was just the way they were connecting on their face with the boots. And then when I started when that came abroad, I was like, I seen like the Usos slapping their legs and the Young Bucks slapping their legs when I was like, oh shit. Now it makes sense. But as far as the Tony Khan signing, no expectations, no disappointments.
I just want to know. I just want to get an understanding of when this happens. If FTR loses, where they go next? Because you wouldn't want to go back to WWE and be the clown.
Not right now.
At WWE. Well, actually, what was it? Vince came out or it was an article yesterday saying Vince does not want to sign any new free agents. And I was like, well now. Well, damn.
Well, it's not under him.
Yep.
Is
And the guy that's the president and that bought WWE, he also said they're doubling down. Legitimately said they're doubling down on everything.
What, like more people?
No, they said he said expect layoffs. He said expect wrestlers to be let go. He said he said he wants to get their bottom lines down like they did UFC. And if you watch the interview, he said basically that. That's why they didn't go out and sign the sexy names in UFC like Nate Diaz. That's why it makes sense now because they were trying to save their bottom lines. That's why I was saying earlier in the show. I was saying earlier in this video that's gonna be up, but I was saying earlier. Look at what it's perfect. Vince McMahon will come back. Let's see what this is all about.
And I know Triple H, he lost a lot of power. That's why when he came out on Raw and did that little speech, I'm thinking that was his farewell speech.
Okay, so news report just came out. LA Knight was supposed to have at night 2. It was supposed to be LA Knight and Bobby Lashley in an open challenge. That got scrapped at the last minute. So that
Bailey too.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a match night 2 that was supposed to take place with LA Knight and Bobby.
Oh, I was talking about Raw. Bailey was supposed to have a match at Raw and they scrapped it up. She was supposed to have I don't want to say a trios, but like a triple threat or some shit for the belt. And they just took it out.
Well, Bailey took it a step further. She went on Twitter and saying,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be with the company anymore.
I don't blame her. Her or Oscar.
Like, she just turned around and said, I don't know, guys, I don't know if this may be the final time I'm in WWE. I don't know. She was just like,
Oscar said maybe she should go back to Japan in a tweet.
Oh, Jesus. Can't blame her either, though. But here's the thing. I don't want to see, this is what I don't want to see going forward. I don't want to see tweets like that and then them getting released and then AEW just signing people to sign people. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that because then you have what WCW was doing. That's my whole
Or
thing.
you mean AEW?
AEW.
Yeah. AEW, WCW 2.0.
I just don't want to see it turning like that because that could turn like that real quick. Real quick.
You mean it already? You don't think it already has?
I would say WCW 2.0 because WCW is better.
I think it's more of I would say not WCW. I would say more like Impact, like the years of.
No, they got motherfuckers already at home getting paid. Andrade, Miro, who else is just sitting on their ass? Like just because they don't have nothing for them, but they have shit for Samoa Joe and all the. Come on, man, you don't have nothing for Miro. You don't have nothing for Andrade. Well, Andrade's hurt, but you don't have nothing for Miro.
Andrade's on his way out too.
Yeah, Andrade's on.
You don't have nothing for Miro, but you have something for Samoa Joe. Get the fuck out of here.
Crazy.
Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Hey guys, thanks for stopping in and watching this. I appreciate it. I just wanted to address the comments, and we did that, and then we gave you a little bonus. Honestly, the Endeavor stuff, I'm gonna let you guys know, like, don't take me serious. A lot of you guys take me serious when I write my titles. Like, some of you are like I don't know, like defending Vince McMahon. I don't understand that. You guys getting paid? I just want to know in the comment section. You guys getting paid by like WWE? They putting food in your mouth? Some of your comments are like, wow, I've never seen it before like that. Like some of you, like white knighting for WWE is insane. Like it's insane to me. It blows my mind. Like I expected this years ago, but some of you are sitting back just going, G. Willikers, Vince McMahon has done great shit in the last 4 years, and he's done more good for the company than bad. I'm like, where have you guys been? Like some of the comments, where have you guys been? Like seriously.
Well, well, thank God they didn't see the bump, the latest edition of the bump,
Oh,
because they would have saw like there's like thousands of fire vents
oh, Jesus.
when it first started. Yeah, there's like 1,000 of fire vents, fire vents, fire vents, fire vents.
Yeah, a lot of people are not happy with Vince McMahon being around. But I can't blame people because you got a taste of Triple H and somewhat good booking for a change than being, let down. Or the same regurgitated matches over and over again.
That's what it is. Same thing with Cody. They're doing the same thing with Cody like they did with John Cena. Everything.
Yep.
Nothing's changed. The verbatim, the redemption story. Look what happened to Cena. That motherfucker became the most hated man on the planet.
It's true.
When you thought that they're going to do the same fucking thing to Cody. It's the
Well,
same script as John Cena.
and you start thinking, when you start talking that way, you start thinking, like, who is writing for him? Who's writing for him? Is it really Cody, or is that a Vince McMahon writing for him? Or is that really Triple H writing for him? You start asking
Well,
those
see,
questions.
and when I see people compare this to the Cena shit, I'm like, nah, because Cena already had championship belts already under his, under him before that redemption shit happened. This motherfucker, he's a natural babyface. He's not like Roman, where you were force feeding him to make us like him. He's a So I mean, you doing this shit, just they're trying to make him become the biggest babyface ever by doing this bullshit redemption story.
Well, that's kind of like well, Vince would push. Vish would push a huge thing like that.
Yeah, they're trying to turn him into a Cena, a Hogan, fucking yeah. Well, that's I don't want to say Stone Cold because I can't see him acting like that, like cussing and
Well, it was kind of said. It was kind of said on Saturday. I think it was somebody when I was watching with you guys. I think on Saturday. I think one of you said it straight up. You were like, they're gonna give us the a la carte. They're gonna give us what we want with the tag team match, and then on Sunday,
yeah. I said that. They said they gonna fuck y'all over. They gonna send y'all home happy Saturday to fuck y'all over Sunday.
and who was it? I think it was Brian Alvarez. Brian Alvarez said he was in the stadium and he said you could just hear a pin drop immediately. The minutes Roman won, like everybody was clearing out the building. He said it was the most he's never seen it before. He said it was like a dream, watching a dream. He was comparing it to an episode, and I kind of died laughing. He was comparing it to an episode of Dallas. How he was explaining the crowd when they walked out.
Oh God. I'm telling you, yeah, because everybody thought that Cody was going to win, bro. Gave me those, like I always said, the WrestleMania 19 vibes, the Booker T versus Triple H vibes. How he put down Cody this whole fucking time and
Well,
always came out looking like the badass.
Oh,
And
you're
you
saying
thought,
when Triple H put down Booker?
yeah, and everybody thought Booker T was going to win. And when he pedigreed him and they both stayed down for like 30 fucking minutes, and all Triple H had to do was just go over there and pin him for the 1, 2, 3, that was fucking bullshit. Booker didn't give a fuck because that was a huge payday for him. He said it didn't bother him. And, it bothered me because we're conditioned to like we're conditioned to like get to receive those payoffs from them. Like, oh, okay, this is where Booker gonna get his payoff, and he didn't
Yeah.
get it. Never got it.
well,
Same
okay.
thing with this one.
If you're gonna go that way, then I would say if you're business person because I wasn't here when you guys were doing the watch along. I was sick, and I kind of tuned into WrestleMania halfway into it, like literally right after Belair won, and then I turned around as I was watching things, and then I saw MSNBC put up an interview with the merger stuff happening. I went, oh. I turned around and I said right to my mom, Roman's not winning. I mean, Cody's not winning. They got to have Roman Reigns win because he's got to be the face. You do not want to have Cody being the face of your company going if you're doing a transition between, to a bigger company. You know what I mean? So I turned around and said, and two, just WWE, if they're transitioning, emerging, right? Do you have faith? Do you really have faith in Cody Rhodes when he couldn't even lead his own company to the promised lands in being the face? Sitting down on the Kimballs and the fucking Jimmy Fallons and doing these press conferences? Fuck no, you don't. You really don't. That's how WWE values fucking Cody. They don't value him like that. And you got to see Roman Reigns kind of cut loose during their press conferences recently, where he was just turned around and he shit on AEW. I don't think they would allow Cody to do that. I don't think they would let him cut loose like that because they don't value.
Well, the thing is, you're not giving him no fucking chance. They probably said the same thing about Daniel Bryan. They probably now, what if this same shit happened with Kofi Kingston? Kofi Mania. What if Daniel Bryan would have won and not Kofi? I mean, I think
that's tough. That's tough. But Kofi was so over, and
you don't think Cody were? I think they were forced to do that.
I agree with you there. I think they were forced, but again, I was looking at it as a business like when I saw the deal go through, when I saw Endeavor and WWE, like, and there's an interview happening, right? And I went to go see, on Twitter what was going on. I went, oh, they're doing this right as the main event is happening, so Cody's going to lose. And the way they set up Roman at the very beginning, I know a lot of people didn't like the piano spot. I didn't like the piano spot, but Roman Reigns got more of an entrance than Cody, honestly. Personally, got more of a setup. So I knew when because it comes down to entrances. When I watch a wrestling match, especially in big moments like this, when you watch, who was it? A few years back ago, who was it? The Rock. Was it The Rock or what? Who was it? Who came out with the big guitar? Shinsuke Nakamura, when he came out in NXT and had the huge guitar or violin thing, and then he won the NXT belt. I just knew Roman Reigns was going to win at that point. It just made no sense to me if he didn't. And then Sikoa came down with him. I just said that pretty much sealed Cody's fate. And two, kind of what your point was, the fact of they already gave us pretty much the cake already the night prior. They gave us the cake and the icing and the cherry on the top. So how much more were we going to get really after that? They sent the crowd home happy, and they did what we needed to do. So it was either Cody or Sammy. Which one did you want to go over more in that night? And technically, they picked Sammy over Cody. And I don't think they wanted an AEW guy to go over either. Former rival company. I don't think they really wanted that.
Or maybe that's what they thought. That's what their mindset was when Fox signed that deal with SmackDown. They didn't want Kofi, or they didn't see Kofi as their champion. Maybe that's why Brock beat him in 10 seconds.
Well, in opening night, they only had Brock on there, and he was never on SmackDown again.
I felt bad for Kofi, man. Though he didn't hold that belt very long.
At least give him a competitive match. He had the belt for a year.
Did he really have the belt for a year?
They had him get beat in 8 seconds for the belt.
Well, it was like
no, I don't think it was for a year. Maybe like 6 months.
Well, he got it at WrestleMania, and then so whenever Fox debuted after he got it at that WrestleMania, it was kind of a while.
Like September or something. September
If you
or
want to
probably
go
clo- it was
there,
probably closer to a year than you think.
if you want to go there, Big E didn't hold the belt very long and got squashed the same way like Kofi.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar fed him to him, and it was over. And I was like, damn, Big E didn't have a chance to breathe with the title. Didn't even have to, like, he had maybe, what, 2 matches, 3 matches, and then it was like, we're cutting him off.
Remember, it was like Vince always books Brock. It's like, oh, wait, Brock's never won a Money in the Bank. Let's give him the Money in the Bank. Let's for a Rumble. Give him this.
well, that's the problem with
And he's
that's
a
the problem with
part-timer.
Vince.
It's not that I don't like Brock. I like Brock in certain storylines. But with Brock being a part-timer, it just kind of, everyone he gets put into a thing with, they probably have no chance. I was surprised Seth Rollins beat him twice.
Well, if you want to go there, if you want to, like I was telling you earlier when you were in the chat, I was saying literally.
Remember when he was the Beast Slayer?
Yes.
As I said, it's a long time since then, but then what happened was they started booing Rollins. It's like Rollins beat Lesnar. He got put in the thing with the Fiend, and then they started booing Rollins.
You want to go there, I mean, look what happened on Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw is basically a spitting image of a Vince McMahon booking move. You want to go there because literally Brock Lesnar, it's the same shit. They just turned him into a heel again. What are they going to do? Put Paul Heyman around him too? I mean, that's what they look like they're going for. So Paul Heyman looks like he's going to be doing double duty.
I mean, and then Roman is going to go away for, 4 months after SummerSlam? So then what? You going to hold the fucking belts hostage again?
I have no idea what they're going to do with that. Supposedly, Solo Sikoa is the chosen one. And it makes sense because I was telling everybody, who was it telling? I was saying
I get he's the chosen one, but I don't see it. Can't get that's
well, by SummerSlam. So I kind of said to Jericho, Save Us Jericho the other night when we were playing Apex, I was saying literally, picture this. Literally, Solo Sikoa is helping him win every match.
They just had Solo take a loss to Cody Rhodes.
Well, take a look at it this way. How many matches has Roman won thanks to Solo Sikoa?
No, that's a lot. Yeah, you're right.
So it kind of puts out the seeds for a
that's kind of why they probably did that at WrestleMania to, foreshadow something down the road.
They had to give him back that they had to give him back and make him look strong somewhere. Solo Sikoa, they had to give it back to him after he got squashed by Cody, kind of. They had to give it back. But again, Cody hasn't had diversity yet. That's the thing. Throughout all this build, there was no diversity.
A lot of people say that, but it's like, dude, do we really need to see him go through diversity? We saw him do that in AEW.
Well, here's the thing. He didn't lose. You had him beat people, but he never took a loss or anything like that. I was waiting for the loss. I was like, dude, can we just get him to one loss and can we stop talking about finish the story and just get to the point? That was just my personal opinion. I was just saying for a while there, like, can we just stop talking about the finish the story shit and just get to the point? Or talking about his dad, because if I have to hear about his dad one more time, I'm gonna just cape over. I was really tired of hearing about his dad. Like, I don't. Was Dusty Rhodes ever a champion for WWE?
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay. Interesting.
Some people used to say that his gimmick was a punishment just because Vince was only going to keep him for a certain amount of time. And he thought maybe if he ruined him in that year, he could never. But then Bruce Pritchard said that Vince McMahon would never purpose book a talent to destroy him if he's got money.
And last night, I didn't understand. Last night, they turned Braun Breaker heel.
Oh, he's still on NXT?
Yeah, they didn't bring him up. No, he's turning heel. He speared the shit. He speared the shit. He launched himself at Carmelo Hayes last night. They shook hands. And then he turned around and did a devastating, like, kind of a modified, what was it? What's called for jackhammer? He did like a modified backbreaker jackhammer kind of thing, and then turned around and then speared
Wow, I
the
was
shit.
wondering why Braun Breaker wasn't on Raw. I was like, damn, I thought they were gonna bring him up.
No, and then they also teased the with Indy Hartwell and everything. They're with her being champion. They're teasing remember Johnny Gargano's faction with Austin Theory. They're bringing that back, the Way 2.0. So I'm just like, okay, Gargano's gonna be permanently in NXT at this point, and Braun Breaker's not going up to the main roster.
Well, Vince ain't a big Johnny Knoxville. I was gonna say Johnny Wrestling guy. Vince ain't big on him.
No.
So he's always gonna be NXT or squash.
And Vince's pick for the women's division, she's out with torn MCL and ACL injury right now.
Nikita Lyons.
That's Vince McMahon's choice. Before the scandals went out, Nikita Lyons was supposed to be brought up to the main roster.
Hey. That's everyone's choice.
And I can't blame Vince McMahon because she's got the look and she's got the talent behind it. I'll say this, she's a better Nia Jax.
Oh, yeah, yes.
If you want a big woman in a ring that can actually go, her and who's the other one? That's on the main roster right now that I could see. Piper Niven. Piper Niven can go to an extent.
It's the tie between her and Valkyria.
I get that.
Nikita Lyons and Valkyria. They're both bad.
Taya Valkyrie's really good, but unfortunately she got nobbled up by AEW though for their women's division, and I don't know how they're gonna make that work. I mean, I praised it, but I just don't know how they're gonna make it work. I mean, Jade's got to lose eventually here. That's another belt that I feel that is garbage. Is the TBS belt for the women's division. I feel like that's garbage. And Jade should lose eventually.
Yeah, like, why does a woman has it?
Right? It looks just like the men's title. You know what they should do? They should send out Peter Avalon and just have her pin Jade for that 50 whatever and 1. And Peter just walks off with the belt. I'm just kidding. Peter Avalon's the librarian guy. Now that's a teen throb or whatever they're doing in fucking Dark with him and Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler's brother. But anyway, stream, we'll end it here, 2-hour mark. I think we're good there. I think we've talked enough wrestling tonight. Tonight on this channel, I know there will be a watch along. In the middle of gaming, there will be a watch along. I'll probably be here in the PWO community talking wrestling, most likely, because we got to watch that. We got to watch that FTR. We got to see what's going on with them.
Hopefully, the Reverend will be there tonight.
We'll hear about breaking news as it happens, and then we'll hear that big announcement. I'm telling you, it's gonna be Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair on a heart attack on a pole match. Okay, that it's just gonna happen.
Or the Domino's Pizza Championship belt.
Oh my!
With Dominic Mysterio.
Dominic.
I mean, I haven't seen Hook in a long time, so I mean, shit. I still think Dominic has progressed more than Hook.
Hook's been around Punch. He's been doing shit on Rampage, but he has had some.
So, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer Austin Theory or do you prefer Ricky Starks? I know one's champion.
Ricky Starks.
You like
Ricky Starks cut the better promo. You have to see Ricky. You have to check out some of Ricky Starks' promos, and you'll like him way better. And I like how Starks tries to dress like The Rock, but he admitted that, so it's not like he's copying. He said he's a giant Rock guy.
Well, The Rock got that style from DDP, because DDP was the first one to come out with the Versace's and all that shit.
Interesting.
Yeah, when he came out with that first, and then The Rock took it, I guess, to the next step.
On that note, you guys have a good one.